Networking on LinkedIn is essential for anyone looking to build and grow either their career or business. I fully believe this with my whole heart. But here's the thing. It can be done authentically without those spammy connection messages where they immediately say, hey, and I'd love to get on a call with you. Like, I don't know you yet. What are you doing? You can do it without that. Real networking is about relationship building, and that means creating multiple touch points over time. So today we will dive in to how to do that well on LinkedIn. Before we dive into it, welcome to the Creating Opportunities podcast. This is the place where we help smart, ambitious professionals build relationships to achieve success in all areas of their lives. I am Thompson. I am a speaker, a trainer, an iced coffee lover, and I am here to help you make deeper connections. So let's talk about how to do that on LinkedIn. Okay, so first up, let's talk about the challenges to this. I know many a person is what I call a LinkedIn lurker. In fact, LinkedIn has, I think it's over a billion now, subscribers, users. Half are active. Y'all, only 3% post. 3% of 500 million people post content. So I don't think it's a lot more than that are active in other ways. So let's talk about why it's a challenge first to network on LinkedIn. There are three main things kind of standing against us. One, fear of rejection. I hear this all the time from clients I work with. When I give talks on LinkedIn, people go, but what if they don't accept my request? But they didn't respond to my message, but I commented or I post and no one ever replies. No one ever comments back. We get really scared of rejection. So I totally understand that's out there. We're going to talk about it. I also have a whole other video on if they don't reply to your message, they don't hate you. I will put a link to that in the description box and in the show notes. Second issue is imposter syndrome. You might feel like you don't have enough to offer or that you're not important enough to be sharing and connecting on LinkedIn. Sort of an offshoot of this that I think would still go into imposter syndrome is I hear a lot of folks talking about like the pressure they feel of what they post on LinkedIn compared to Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, because they know this could be seen by the CEO of the dream company they would love to work with or work for, and they don't want to say something silly or be seen in a certain light, and so they don't post anything at all, they don't comment, they don't connect, they just scroll. Okay, so that imposter syndrome is real, but I promise you, you do have value, you have things to say, you can be a part of the conversation. And I kind of already hinted at this one, lack of immediate results. People give up far too early on LinkedIn. Now, I do think LinkedIn is the easiest platform to start building relationships on that will grow your brand, grow your thought leadership, and grow your network at the same time. But you gotta give it more than 2 posts that you randomly threw up over a month and go, well, Cassandra, no one commented on my post, so that's it. We live in a world of immediate results, so the lack of immediate results can be hard, but I promise you, if you put in consistent effort, which I think we'll talk about more in a minute, you actually will see pretty rapid growth and results on this platform. Okay, so how do you effectively network on LinkedIn without being the gross spammy email message person? Number 1, commenting. Y'all, you don't even have to post original content. Commenting on LinkedIn is huge. Commenting on LinkedIn is telling LinkedIn, I am a part of the ecosystem. I am not just here to post and ghost. I'm not here to just throw up my thoughts in a post and then wait for everyone to come to me. I want to be a part of the conversation. So you actually do not have to post any original content. I suggest you do, but you don't have to. If you are just commenting, you are now going to start networking because commenting counts. You are commenting to a poster and you're now interacting with them. But we can take it a step further. Commenting on other comments is going to grow you faster. It's going to get you a network quicker because what happens? Somebody like Sarah Blakely makes a post, okay? Sarah Blakely, creator of Spanx. Now she has Sneaks. That's for a different video. Not my thing, but that's okay. But huge on LinkedIn, creates really great content. You will go on a post of hers and see thousands of comments. Or you could go read what other people have commented and comment on their comment. Reply to them. Why did you like their idea? What can you add to their idea? Because you know what happens when you do that? They get a notification. They get a notification, hey, somebody commented on your comment. And then they go read your comment and now you're in a discussion. And now maybe you want to go hit their profile and then click connect. and they'll connect with you, and you didn't have to use one of your treasured connection message requests. So commenting is huge. Commenting on 10 posts a day can actually increase your profile views by 40%. You're welcome. Next one, connection requests. Sending requests that don't, yes, I just said you have a precious few. If you're really gonna go hard on meeting new people on LinkedIn, I do suggest getting the career or business premium account. You should be able to get a month free. Start with those. But even without that, if you just get 5, right? Depending on who you are, you have 5 to 10 free connection request messages you can send a month. These are like the personalized invites. I know people really struggle with these. What do I say if I'm not sounding spammy? How do I do this with someone I met at an event the night before? I have a free connection messages guide with all different sorts of situations that you can take those and adapt them to yourself. I even give you examples of ones I have personally used and work. So you can grab that in the show notes or in the description box below so that you can send those connection messages and not feel awkward and nervous about them. And then you need to message people. You don't just have to message new connections, message those people that you have been collecting into your connections on LinkedIn. So many people just get a bunch of connections and then let them sit dormant. You need to talk to those people. So send them a message, but the key is send a message with specificity. Too many people just go, hey, I thought of you today. How are you doing? Even LinkedIn gives you some cheesy AI message that says, hey, it's been a while. What are you up to? Too generic. People don't know what to write to it. So send something specific. What are you working on this week that excites you? Little things like that. I give my clients more than just that one, but having a specific message, maybe they just recently made a post. Maybe there's something about them that they really like it is pumpkin. This is my own homemade. If you're listening, you're not seeing this, but I'm holding up my coffee. This is my own pumpkin cream cold brew I made at home, but Starbucks just dropped their fall beverages today. I have 5 different friends that are obsessed with fall that I could go message just today and go, hey, let me know which drink did you pick up? That's specific, but it gets the conversation going. So remember, networking is relationship building, which means we need multiple touch points. So following up and asking silly questions about coffee counts. Now, another thing you can do to network well on LinkedIn like a pro is post consistent content. I know, I just said you don't have to create content. You don't. Commenting is good. But if you want to be seen as a thought leader, if you want to start getting some personal branding, you gotta create content. But the key on it is to create it consistently. So aim for once a week in the beginning. That's a doable number. Aim for once a week and just keep putting that content out there, whether anyone responds or not. Remember, most of LinkedIn's people are LinkedIn lurkers. They might message with you behind the scenes, but they are not going to comment publicly. But your stuff is getting seen. And the more you post, the more LinkedIn will favor you and push your content to more people. And then of course, when someone does comment, you need to reply back to them, comment back, get that conversation going. Then, go send them a connection request. Start building this relationship. We can get 3 touch points in 1 hour. And then I mentioned it, obviously the overarching on this is you gotta be active. Don't be a LinkedIn lurker. You've gotta be a person who's on there every day. I suggest doing what my friend Bailey, who was on the podcast recently, called it watering LinkedIn. I block this time. If you don't block the time, it gets pushed to the side, okay? So block a half hour every day to be an active participant on LinkedIn. And then 2 more before we get into a couple of other things around networking on LinkedIn. So you want to join LinkedIn groups. Now, LinkedIn groups are very, very different from one another. No 2 groups are created equal. Make sure you're finding a group that's active and that has a lot of people in it. And then make sure that you actually go into that group when you come on LinkedIn, right? Make that part of your routine. Post just in there sometimes. Comment in there. At least that way you are already fast tracking to getting with a bunch of people who feel the same way you do about something or have the same interests. So HR professionals, right? You get in a group with them and you're all talking about things that matter to you. And now when you go comment, you're starting to get familiar quicker with each other because it's a smaller group. Even if it's still 200,000, it's not 500 million. And so you can expand beyond there to start building the relationship, get that message request in, send that connection message. Like, it's going to happen faster for you. So LinkedIn groups, not all are great, but if you can find a good one, it might really work in your favor to fast track building relationships with the target people you want to build relationships with. And then last, this one creeps people out, but you might want to do it. Leverage who's viewed your profile. If you have premium, or even with like the 3 people they show you on the free plan, if you can look at who viewed your profile and be brave, go over there and send them a connection message, or just send them a follow, or just hit connect. Honestly, you can be honest about it and just go, hey, LinkedIn's super creepy, as you know, and told me you looked at my profile. I would love to connect and curious, how did you find me? I, of course, then went and looked at your profile and then named something that's cool about their profile and asked to connect. So it can be a great way to start building that relationship. You got to be a little bit brave on that one, but think about how that bravery could pay off. So I mentioned it earlier, but my friend Bailey, who was on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, she talked about watering LinkedIn. And after she was laid off, she went on LinkedIn each day and connected with people, messaged people, post, and she did over 100, I think it was 150 calls in 3 months. Talk about becoming, like, using LinkedIn to really network well. That's what you want, right? We don't want to keep it on this platform, but we start on the platform to build a relationship and then take it into a Zoom, a coffee chat, etc. So be like her, be like me, get on that platform. Message me, comment on my stuff. I'll comment back. Tag me in one of your posts that you were brave to do it. I would love to see it, and I'll go support you. So you already know you're gonna get one comment. And to recap, we gotta overcome that fear of rejection, overcome that fear of looking silly, recognize that you're not an imposter. You too have things to share on this platform, and start networking on LinkedIn like a pro. Comment, comment, comment. Like people's posts, post your own content consistently. Make sure to re-engage in messages with those existing connections, and don't be afraid to use those LinkedIn groups to fast track getting around people who feel a similar way about an industry or topic that you do. And of course, like I said, I have that connection messages guide full of swipe files for you, and just copy paste them and start connecting on LinkedIn today. Now, if you want to go hear that full podcast episode with Bailey, it's a really good one. We give away so many good networking nuggets, authentic networking nuggets, that I think you should go check it out. You can do that right here if you're on YouTube, or it'll be in the show notes, and we'll see you over there. Bye.